You are listening to Arts on the Air, a bi-weekly-ish interview show dedicated to Savannah, Georgia's artists, musicians, and authors. Each episode will feature a guest in conversation about their philosophy, practice, and current projects, as well as their thoughts on the state of the arts in our community. Our theme music is a clip by Jose Ray, made specifically for our show. This week, I was so excited to sit down with Phil Musen. He was born in 1985 in Boston and relocated to Savannah, Georgia to complete a BFA in painting from SCAD. You can catch him painting in Forsyth Park or working as the owner-executive director of Cute Tomatoes Gallery. Cute Tomatoes is located at 218 East 41st Street. It's open from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. on Wednesdays and Thursdays, as well as the first Friday of each month for the Art Walk. Their next exhibition, Capture Drift, features new work by Dana Richardson and Adrienne Berkland. The opening is next Friday, December 5th, from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m.
You want me to introduce myself?
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Phil Musen. I'm the owner of Cute Tomatoes Gallery. I'm also, I think mostly I'm a street artist in Savannah. I went to SCAD. I graduated with a degree in painting in 2009. I worked on farms a lot. I started this gallery this year, so in January.
It's brand new.
See how long I can keep it going. It's a challenge. It's a challenge, believe me.
I ran an art gallery in Charleston, and then my previous time in Savannah, I was at the Mansion under Carmen Aguirre. So I was in that gallery for a couple of years.
You ran that gallery?
No. Carmen ran it, and I was her underling. And then I took the counterpart in Charleston, and I ran that one. Yeah. So I'm familiar.
I love that. Yeah, I love that gallery at the Mansion. I would always go there. Since I was a young student in SCAD, I would always go there. Like I was always roaming around the city trying to see the little, anything like even remotely like a gallery or studio. Yeah. So I went to that one a lot. And I was sad to see it go.
Yeah, that was a major loss. But you're making up for it, right? We've got Cute Tomatoes now, we've got 2424 now, we've got Cleo now, and without y'all, we'd just be...
Yeah. This is quite a different flavor than the Mansion Gallery.
How so? Well, Mansion had a corporate backing.
Well, that would be the first flavor difference. I think the second would just be maybe who we're who, I always say we, it's it kind of feels like we because I work with so many different artists, and I think I kind of work with people in a different way than a lot of galleries. So every show is really co-curated that I do here. So I would say that we are trying to, be here for the people of Savannah, whereas the Mansion was probably more for visitors.
I would agree with that. It was connected to a hotel. So
next to the park at a really bougie hotel, but it was still a great place to go and great people work there, and I really liked some of the art.
Yeah, I was a huge fan. So why the name Cute Tomatoes?
Yep.
And why this location?
Good questions. So, Cute Tomatoes is still my Instagram handle that I made in 2013 or 2014, and back then, my friends were like, "Oh, you gotta sign up for Instagram. You gotta sign up for Instagram." And I was like, "Why? I don't want another one of these." I've always been so slow to want to be on social media or join social media, and even when people started getting cell phones and carrying cell phones around, I never wanted one. When I was a little kid, I was like, I don't want a leash. I don't want my parents to be able to call me all the time, and then anyway, so everyone's in 2013, you gotta get Instagram. And I was working on a farm at the time, and so in a very cheeky way, I made my username Cute Tomatoes because it was sort of an inside joke, or it was definitely an inside joke between my friends and I, that people didn't really even want good tomatoes, they just wanted cute tomatoes. When you go to the farmer's market,
it's true,
and you just the little basket of rainbow tomatoes,
mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying, purple and yellow.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, that if you have that, everyone's gonna get excited and buy that little basket of tomatoes for way more than they should.
Uh-huh.
And versus maybe a really delicious basket of like red tomatoes.
Like an heirloom's not as cute. The tomatoes need to be cute. You're right. I'm guilty.
Tomatoes are actually really complicated because so many of them are like hybrids, but like I think people probably call them heirlooms. So, now you've got the little cups of like tomatoes that look like mini heirloom tomatoes, it's like a mini Cherokee purple, and so on and so forth.
I don't know what a Cherokee purple is. What's your farming background?
I just, when I graduated from college in '09, I had already started to really develop an interest in growing plants. And then, I was really starting to garden a lot more than I ever had before in my life. Like, my girlfriend and I, at the time, we had an apartment on one of the squares, which was incredible. What a dream. And we had these nice tall windows. Everything was a lot more affordable back then, I might add. And so I'm talking like whatever, '07, '08, I had this apartment and we had these tall windows and we'd have these pots. And we'd grow tomato plants in our pots and grow them up the wall and tack them to the wall. Anyways, sorry, you should trim all this off because I work on farms. Because it was so hard to be an artist. I had moved back to Boston, where I'm from, to try to be near my family, and I got a job as an art handler post SCAD. And it was so hard to afford the rent there. It was so hard to live there. I couldn't afford good food, quality food, or much of anything. Could barely get the rent every month, and that went on for a couple years. And then I was like working as an art handler for a vanity gallery. Do you know what that is?
Mm-mm.
A vanity gallery is a gallery that people pay to be in.
That's fun slang. I like that.
Yeah.
That's not my favorite.
So I was working for a vanity gallery. They were treating me like not that great, not paying me much, and then actually in the end, not paying me my last few paychecks. And as I said, I also couldn't really afford anything, and I just got really disillusioned with the art world. So I ended up working on farms for about 6 years. And then kind of transitioning back into the art world after that. So even like a year or two ago, I was still like working on farms part-time.
Cool.
And growing beans and selling them to local restaurants.
Very cool.
Yeah.
All right. You needed a hiatus. I get it. I also took a hiatus. I was a secretary for a couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Like I'm not gonna try to be a visual artist anymore.
I mean, yeah, there's a certain point where like not affording groceries does that to you. Yeah.
Yep.
A lot of us have been there. Talk to me about cats. Why so many cat paintings?
Man.
Are they just on the farms?
This is deep cuts right away. I feel like, sort of it. Forgive me if you've heard me say this before or anything, but like, I had a girlfriend who was really, really into her cats.
Okay.
And make a long story as short as possible, she broke up with me, and I was working in the park, and I was like just sitting there, feeling really quite heartbroken, and so I painted a painting of her two cats on a martini date, and I was gonna give it to her and say, babe,
come back to me.
Take me back, be a martini cat with me. And people saw me painting that in the park and just all of a sudden like pushed everything else out of the way. And all of a sudden all these people were trying to fight over that painting,
They're really good.
Thank you. They were like, I'll pay you this for that. Well, I'll pay you more. I was like, and I'm telling you, I'm sitting there as a person who had been just so poor for so long, to hear people fighting over my artwork and trying to like outpay each other for it. It wasn't lost on me. I thought I really might be onto something here.
You made it.
And so I just painted another cat painting and another one. And here we are today where like I'm the cat guy.
It's beautiful. What's an average size for a cat painting? Average price for a cat painting? How much cat moolah are we talking?
Well, I make a lot of 11-inch by 14-inch cat paintings because I mostly sell them in the park.
Sure.
And they're usually they can be like $100 to $200 usually.
Perfect cash and carry, not too big for luggage, not too expensive, or you can just grab it and.
Yeah, I think you have to have stuff that's like you can sell where people will buy it on a whim. Anything once you start getting above that number, whatever it is, it's like, it's a little bit harder for people to just instantly fork over $300, $400, $1,000.
Well, size too.
Yeah.
At a certain point, you have to know exactly where it's going to go in your house because there's only so much wall real estate now that we've got all these stupid open floor plans. So between the money and the space, I mean, you have people saying they're thinking about it, and then they never come back. 11 by 14 is perfect.
I don't know what happens, but they're pretty popular.
They're super popular. How many cat paintings would you wager you've done?
Unknown.
Really?
Yep.
You can't even.
No. I couldn't tell you at this point. I was thinking about that recently, and I was just like, how many of these are out there? And sometimes my friends will be like, I have friends like all over the country and really all over the world now. And sometimes, like, especially in the U.S., I just the other week had like a friend who was doing a job in Pennsylvania, and he took a picture of my artwork that was on somebody's wall. He was just in a house working in a random house. And he's like, look at this.
He had no idea it was going to be there. That's so fun.
So, I don't know.
Because you're in the park, do you think most of your stuff goes to tourists or mostly locals? Or 50/50?
100% mostly goes to tourists.
Yeah?
100%.
So your stuff is everywhere.
That's right.
That's cool.
I don't know.
People like cats.
They love them.
What about mermaids? What's the mermaid jam I've seen?
The mermaid series was... So that same girlfriend that broke up with me, we're friends now. We're totally cool and we're friends, and she is part of a Native American tribe. So that story is really about, is this the right word? It's like a metaphor for like being in another like vastly different culture. So
mermaids? That's cool. Okay.
So it's like this, if you look at that series, it's like these sailors get shipwrecked in a mermaid culture, in a mermaid society, and it's like a total culture clash between like humans and mermaids. And yeah, I mean, it goes further than that. Like all the sailors are men, all of the mermaids are female, It goes like oh, there's a bunch of different things playing there. But that's why it's mermaids.
Another heartbreak story. Cats and mermaids and heartbreak. I love it.
Well, yeah, it's the same heartbreak, I guess.
How many mermaid paintings are there? There was a whole series.
Yeah. Wow. I think the mermaid series that was exhibited at Art Southeast, formerly Sulphur Studios, the paintings that were exhibited there, I think it was like about 50 in total.
Whoa.
Yeah. And then it's a sequential story, so all the paintings, relate to each other. And then since then, I always paint like the cat mermaid. I usually like paint it. I'll paint it like holding a shell, chasing a fish, chasing a submarine. Like frolicking under a waterfall. Like so now I just paint like whenever I just kind of keep it in. When I'm at the park, I usually have a painting of a mercat.
Because if there's something people like more than cats, it's mermaid-cat hybrids?
I guess. I don't know. Like, I always tell everybody, you have to make it interesting for you, too. So, like, a lot of time people ask me, well, how do you paint? Like, how do you decide what to paint, or how do you come up with these ideas? And I say, I paint things I'm interested in. And, like, my life and my interests really influence my cat paintings.
They're so much fun. So what's with the Spider Woman? Is this the same heartbreak?
No. No, okay. So Spider Woman, yeah. So I just want to start by saying I think that is my most polarizing painting I've ever made.
Do you want to describe it in case people haven't seen it? Because audio is hard for talking about art.
You're right. So the painting I believe being referenced was from my latest series called Savannah Apocalypse. And at the conclusion of this series, the main character, who strongly resembles me,
self-portrait,
gets captured by these mutant spider people who, the mutant spider people usually eat their victim.
Sure.
But in this case, it is strongly implied that the heroic farmer-looking character with gray hair and a mustache somehow, instead of getting eaten, it's heavily suggested that he convinces this spider mutant woman to instead have intercourse with him. And so in the painting, it shows them in the throes of passion, surrounded by corpses, like a pile of bones and corpses, because they're in the place where people usually get eaten. And yeah, so that's the painting. It's like I knew, I kind of suspected that it might be, so I saw that I lost 50 to 60 Instagram followers overnight.
That's so weird. Really?
Yes.
I didn't think it was that bad. Well, and you need to end.
The people that don't think it was that bad all say that.
I think the best part is where it ends in the mutant Spider-Man babies. It's like there's just a room full of babies.
Yeah. So then, yeah, exactly. After he whatever you want to call it, he has a passionate night with the Spider-Woman, and then not that much later, she shows up at his apartment with an egg sack, and out of the egg sack are coming his mutant spider children. And at the last panel of that series, he is just so happy to have children in his life that he accepts it and he takes care of them.
It's great.
Thank you.
I don't think I realized that the Spider series was part of the Apocalypse series. I thought they were separate in my head.
It's like it's the same series. So I really regret not making a specific painting that would have helped illustrate that more, but I simply ran out of time. But I had intended to. There was going to be a painting that showed the transition better, where he's running away from some zombies and he falls through an enormous hole in the ground by Pinky Masters, and the next painting then would have been him caught in the web. So it would have been a true transition painting. And I've been so busy, I fully intended to make that painting and I didn't.
Still can.
Yeah, I still can. I still can. I think I want to go on to the next series though.
What are you thinking for the next round?
Okay, so my next series I really want to make, I've been working on it for a long time. It is a story about somebody who gets into a romantic relationship with Medusa.
Cool.
And it's a lot of the story is about experiencing a relationship through the senses. Sight, smell.
Well, no sight, because Medusa.
Well, you have to be creative.
Ah, okay. You're gonna use mirrors and.
Correct.
All right. Keep going. Sorry, I was just excited.
That's all right. So it's it's a series that's about experiencing a relationship through the senses, and then it's also kind of I think my feminist take on Medusa culturally. So I think I was really inspired by this Italian artist who had made a statue of Medusa holding the head of Perseus. I love mythology. I love Greek mythology, and I just thought that's fine. All art is valid. All statements are valid. And I think this artist's statement truly has a place, and it was really popular and really effective. But at the same time, I thought, Medusa is a victim, but she's not, making her as much of a cold-blooded killer as Perseus doesn't really takes away her heroism to me, and just makes her just an equal murderer.
Cool.
So I was like, I just don't think Medusa would do that. I don't think that's who she is, and I just had enough time to ruminate on that concept. And I ended up drawing a whole series, in a sketchbook, and then all I need to do is make these paintings. Now I have this gallery, I can show them.
It's great. How many paintings do you think are in this series?
The Medusa one stands at about 30 paintings.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
You always work.
I know. I don't know why. It kind of just became my little thing, because I was really inspired by this artist who was introducing her fine art on Instagram in a sequential way.
Ah.
Her name is Polly Noor. I don't know her real name. I think it's a pseudonym, but I thought that was fascinating because it kind of like slowed down Instagram, and it made you go back and really look at the art instead of just like, and you do flick through it. You flick through everything on Instagram, but I was really moved by the way that it got people focusing on art, focusing on story, concept, and like slowing down. That like thing that is just like taking over a lot of discourse now. That social media.
I love that. Now, how are you hanging these? As somebody that's only seen your work on social media, never like hung in a space like Art Southeast, are we talking like a grid system? Are we talking like wrapping around a room? How are you hanging this?
Oh, it's too bad you didn't get to see the last show, because they were all wrapped around. So I even had all of them numbered chronologically. My girlfriend and some young person who likes to help the gallery, they worked together to make a like sensical reading of the paintings, and they did a great job. And it ended up being wrapped around, every room wrapped around. You kind of had to go into a room, go through the whole room, and then go into the next room, go through that room, and everything was numbered really clearly. And I still, even, like, I really wanted to make sure people did it that way. So, like, for the opening, I had a sign on the front door of the gallery that said, "Please enter through the rear entrance so that you can see the story chronologically."
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very, very cool.
Good question.
Well, I think that is so much fun, too, because that also speaks to slowing down the process. If it were a grid system and it's 30 paintings on a wall, you're just scanning as you go, right?
Oh my god, I hate that.
If you have to physically walk through these like series of rooms inside the Cute Tomatoes gallery and like double check the numbers on the wall as you're passing through, I mean that's a great way to get attention. Good for you. That's very cool.
Thank you. Yeah, I really dislike salon style. No offense meant to anybody.
Now, for the shows here, how many have you done since January? Are you every month, or did you take breaks?
This year I took July off.
Reasonable.
Yeah. But next year I'm going to take July and August off.
That makes sense.
And from having exhibitions. One, because you do get burnt out. You really get burnt out doing this. The turning the show over every month is a lot. So
did you have one in January as you opened?
No, because in January it's like I signed the lease in early January. Then I spent the month. It was all like snow. There was literally snow and ice outside. So I would just come here in like my winter jacket and just be in here. I was just in here painting walls, fixing molding, installing track lights, and like. I don't know, you name it, whatever else I had to do to get this like looking like a gallery, building, sandwich boards and whatever.
Yeah, the place is beautiful.
Thanks.
So it came together in January, so February, March, April, May, June. That's 5 shows this year. That's a lot. Well, no, because then I skipped July, August, September, October. Holy guacamole, it's November. That's 9. That's a lot.
Yeah, we've been grooving this year. Yeah, there's been some awesome shows this year too.
Wow, what's your favorite?
My favorite was my show.
I mean, reasonable.
What a feeling. You know, what a feeling to show that work. It was like, it's like a sense of like accomplishment, I guess, if you can get one in this world. But like, favorite show probably was the Hetty show with Olivia Tiberio and Mary Hartman, because the gallery, it was like the first time this year, and that was in September. It was the first time this year where like all of a sudden I was in the gallery and it felt the way I wanted it to feel. Like the guests were coming in, they were taking the artwork really seriously. They were having like the artwork looked incredible. So many people told me how grateful they were to have that experience, and so I was so like proud of that. Working with Olivia and Mary Hartman was such a delight. They're such a delight to work with, and it was just like such a blissful experience.
What was the theme of that show?
They had both done so it was two different artists that do similar stuff. They do like portraiture. So it's two different artists, kind of just like their work that their recent works, and it was divided by a room. And then in the third, because they have more of a traditional art focus, in the final room, the smallest room, I hung some of my work from 2024 when I went to Florence for 3 months and studied at a Renaissance style atelier.
How did you end up there? That's cool.
Baby, it was a dream. You know, like...
Did you, like, win a raffle? Did you, like, win artist in residence? Did you, like, win the lottery and just buy a plane ticket? What?
It's a dream of mine. You know, I'm of Italian descent, and it was always a dream of mine. It's always been a dream of mine to learn Italian and spend some meaningful time in Italy. So it was like a project I worked on for years. You know, I've spent years learning Italian, and then also in 2000, I think it was like late 2022, I went to Florence and I visited all these different schools, and I picked one I wanted to go to, and I got accepted to that school in 2023, and I worked that whole year to save up money so that I could take 3 months off in 24 so I could go to this school.
Super cool.
So I didn't win the raffle. I mean, in a way I did. I felt like I did. But I mean, I did work really hard to be able to do it.
You made the dream come true.
That's it.
That's super cool. What's the name of the school?
Charles Cecil. But it's a really interesting school. It's an atelier, so which is like a European type of school. And there's like one old master, and they have 1 to 3 like really competent students that like quasi work for them, and then even under them there's like students that have been there maybe studying for about 5 years or something. And so really you're just every day you're either drawing a model or doing a portrait. You're either drawing a figure or a portrait, and if there's no human, then you're copying a plaster cast of a figure or a plaster cast of a bust or of a head.
Cool.
of a famous maybe Roman emperor or something like that. And then most of the time you're just working with the young, like the people that have maybe studied there for around 5 years. I don't know how difficult it is to get into this program, but I had to write an essay and submit a portfolio to get accepted. And luckily I had friends that had also gone to that school that could give me a recommendation. So I think I was maybe even like kind of fortunate to get accepted into the program, and it was like an incredible life-changing experience.
Did you learn anything that you didn't expect to learn?
Definitely. They, the whole, I'm sorry, what's your, like, are you a painter?
So I have an art history degree. I didn't actually finish my painting. I was accepted to SCAD, but the one in Atlanta. And yep, so I mean, teach me how painting works. It's been a long time.
Okay. They use a completely different style of sight measuring.
Really?
Yes. So whereas like in America and American schools, as far as I can tell, we site measure from a fixed position.
Sure.
So we use like relative site measuring. So we're like, how many heads are in a figure?
Yeah, you take a little ruler and you make a little horizon line, and yeah, you make your little angles. What do they do differently?
So they were using site size measuring. It's where you line you set your canvas next to the thing you want to draw.
Okay.
And then you step way back from the subject, and you use a series of plumb lines to transfer the subject onto the canvas or paper.
Was it easier?
Well, it was hard. It was extremely hard at first because it was like having to learn a new language, in a way. Because like what you do is you're in most of the time you're standing way back from your canvas and you're just measuring your subject. And so you measure it, you go make a mark on the canvas. You walk up to your canvas, make a mark on the canvas, then you step back 10 feet or something, measure a different measurement, walk toward the canvas, and make a mark. And you do this over and over again until you have a picture. And the effects of it are incredible. It's actually really, once you do it and figure out how to do it, it's like really efficient. I mean, it's like really accurate.
Sure.
And we see things, they argued, and now I agree, that we see things kind of like better from a distance. We can see the whole better from a distance. Because when you're really close to something, there's a lot more distortion. Like I'm what? How far away from you am I now?
I don't know, 3 feet, 4 feet?
Yeah, I'm about 4 feet away from you right now. So I can't really look at you. I'm looking at you in the eye. I can't really see your feet.
Sure.
So I have to look down to see your feet. So if I was gonna sit here and draw what I see accurately, I would end up with a very kind of like fisheye looking drawing.
Yeah, a little bit distorted because, that's what you're looking at piecemeal and then it comes together. Interesting.
So drawing things from a great distance is actually a more proportional way to draw.
That's super cool. Okay.
Yeah. And that's so they are in the lineage of John Singer Sargent. This studio is in the lineage of Sargent. Sargent's in the lineage of his Italian Renaissance teacher, or not Renaissance, but John Singer Sargent studied art in Florence from somebody who was of a Renaissance lineage of technique. So this is a technique passed on from the Renaissance, and it's so different, and I would say it's largely lost, but it's really cool. And I think I can personally say one of the reasons I think it is lost is because it requires a ton of time, a ton of dedication, and resources that aren't really available today. Like you need a lot of natural light, you need a big room, you need a huge room you can step back in.
Got it.
We're all like, real estate is like the hardest thing to come by.
Yeah. Real estate's insane.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I mean, that's very cool. And not what I thought you were going to say.
If you go to the Telfair Academy, they actually have one painting by John Singer Sargent. And they have purposefully, I think, placed it next to other portraits. And up close, it's fantastic painting. But when you step all the way across that huge room, that room with the black prints? Mm-hmm. When you step all the way across that room and you look at all the portraits from 50 feet away, you go, holy smokes, does that John Singer Sargent painting really look better than all the other portraits, for multiple reasons. It's just such a stronger painting viewed from far away, I think, because of this.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very, very cool. And Sargent is not who I thought we were going to quote today. I thought Phil Musen. I thought we were going to, because especially the mermaids with all the green wash versus his pink. Sargent's your guy. That's your.
I mean, not necessarily. I love all art. I love all art history. I've studied so much art history. Truly, my favorite period of art is Roman and Greek. The art so old that you don't even know the artists' names anymore. I'm especially into the mosaics unearthed in Pompeii and Herculaneum and other art made from that time period. I mean, it's like you don't even really know the artists' names anymore.
That's very
But
cool.
that's the art that inspired the Renaissance.
Is that if you could steal one painting or like one piece of art, one anything from any museum and take it home with you? Mosaics?
Oh, jumping. If I could steal a painting from any art museum?
Yeah.
I like the one in the Telfair Academy. It's owned by the Jepson Center Telfair Academy. It's by Robert Henry, and I can't say it correctly. It's like I can't say the word correctly because it's a Spanish word. It means like the little dancer from Madrid or something.
Ah, cute.
It's of a young woman wearing a red dress. It's my favorite painting. I would steal it if I could.
Fair.
I don't even know if I want to because I don't even think I want to steal it though. I think I want everybody to see it.
You want to leave it where it
It's
is?
such a masterpiece. I just want everybody to see it. I think it's like incredible.
What about that? What about the painting? You don't know? It just calls to you.
Oh, I mean, it's the technique, and it's the psychological effect of the portrait. I mean, it just takes your breath away.
Everybody take a trip to the Telfair.
Yeah.
Check out his favorite painting.
Yeah.
What's your favorite color?
Pink.
Pink.
Easy. Yes, easy.
Why pink?
I don't know. I've always loved it. It's the happiest color.
All right.
I like this color pink, so I like this kind of like
Salmon-y.
salmon coral color.
Now, have you seen the pinkest pink?
No.
That paint? I don't remember who made it. Google it. But there is a color pink, and it's because Anish Kapoor made the blackest black and said that like nobody else could have it or whatever. So somebody made a pinkest pink and said that everybody but him could buy it. So,
Oh, come on.
I mean, it's a silly gimmick, right? But if your favorite color is pink, maybe you should look into the pinkest pink.
Is it just really, really saturated?
I guess. I think it's just silliness, but you know.
Oh, me.
I like silliness.
Me too.
Salmon pink is not the right pink though. This is more like neon in my head.
Yeah, this is like pretty much my favorite color pink. So if you go and see my house, I have a shed. I'm really proud of my shed at my house, and it's called the can of paint is called Watermelon Punch, and I really love that color, and so that's like.
Is the shed outside pink or inside pink?
The exterior.
Ah, okay. In my head, I was thinking you're like inside a pink shed painting, and then the shed is also pink on the outside. But I guess you mostly work here now, right? You paint mostly out of the cute tomatoes?
Nope. No, I mostly paint in the park.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's something that's pretty cool. It's like I was really nervous when I was first becoming a park artist or a street artist, but now I feel really comfortable painting in front of people. Like at any stage, I feel really comfortable. Like even when you're in like a really ugly stage or you're figuring stuff out on the canvas, I'm totally happy to do that in front of people now. And I do it. I think like it's because when you're out on the street selling artwork, it's like there's nothing else to do, So you just have to focus on your job and just like paint. So sometimes I'll paint for like 6 hours, just straight,
You can't procrastinate that way. You get to talk to people. That's brave of you, though.
And if you're looking on your phone, if I was gonna go out to the park and try to sell my artwork, and I'm just like sitting in a chair, like doom scrolling, or even reading a book, people that I would like to sell my artwork to are not gonna want to interact with me. Like they're gonna want to interact with somebody who's like performing. So when I'm at home, if my shoulder starts to hurt, I'm like, I think I'm gonna watch TV, or I think I'm gonna eat some food, go for a walk.
I'll do this tomorrow, and then there's a series of tomorrows before you get anything done. Very cool and very brave.
Thanks.
That would be too scary for me.
You get used to it.
Fair enough. All right. What's the next show here at Cute Tomatoes?
Next show is gonna be a great show. It's gonna be Adrienne, Berkland, and Dana Richardson, and are gonna, as far as I can tell, they're gonna have. I think the thing that unifies their work is their love for landscape, but I think they're gonna surprise everybody.
Very cool. Do you have a party schedule set for that? Do you have an opening date for that?
Yeah, the opening is first Friday of December.
Okay.
I think the show might come down a little. It's, the whole like Christmas New Year's thing is gonna kind of make the end date of that show different, just because everybody gets so busy for Christmas and New Year's.
Are you just gonna leave it? They're in for December and January, and then we'll see you for a new show in February.
I'm sorry. They're in for December. January 9th, I know, is an opening for a really great show.
Oh, what's January 9th?
January 9th is going to be a show that I've been working on with Astoria Gillett and Isaac McCaslin, and they run Savannah Open Model.
Okay.
And we are putting on an exhibition called Savannah Figurative, and it is an exhibition highlighting 7 artists, I think now, because I had to pull out. I don't think I'm going to put work in it. But it was going to be me and 7 other people, but I think it's just going to be them now. And it's going to be highlighting people who make figurative art, who study the figure. And so it's going to be everybody, all of the featured artists are going to have their work on a wall, and next to their work are going to be process drawings and writing.
Very cool.
So it's a process show.
You're brave for having one in January, too.
Well, so that one's going to be 2 months. That's going to be January 9th through the end of February.
Very good. Okay. Yeah, if I were to do this, so I would love to be you. I would love to have a studio space, a gallery space of my own. And I've looked at it, maybe one day, not this year.
Yeah.
But if I were you, I would be closed January and July. I like the idea of you being closed July and August, though, because you get a nice little vacation where it's worth your time. You can have this whole body of work, you can have lots of vacations.
Yeah, all of my family lives in Boston and New York, so it's really important for me to have part of the year where I spend a lot of time with my family and like my young niece and nephew and my brothers and my parents, aunt and uncles. So I have to spend a lot of time with them, and then it's like so miserable here in the summer.
Yeah, everybody with any way to escape might as well. Yeah, it's so much prettier up there in July.
Yeah.
I also spend July in New York.
Oh, do you? Where do you go?
We are in the middle of nowhere. My parents have a little shack in Rushford Lake. So it's right outside of Buffalo, New York.
Oh, Buffalo.
Uh-huh. So it's the one time of year where Buffalo is one of the most beautiful places on earth.
It is.
Western New York is gorgeous.
Buffalo is absolutely gorgeous in the summer.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely
atrocious.
Incredibly frozen in the winter.
It's a brutal winter.
Yes.
I mean, Boston's a little bit easier, but not by much.
Mm-mm. That's why I moved to Georgia when I was younger, when I was growing up. I just remember being so cold for so long that finally it started when I was about 16. And I was like, if I can move somewhere warmer, I'm going to. And I pretty much have lived here for the last 20 years.
It's perfect.
Since I was 20.
You were enough of this coldness. It's time to warm up. All right.
And you get the craziest depression.
Oh yeah, they say that's serious. I mean, people are still using tanning beds and vitamin D drops to try to beat the seasonal depression. No, I'm not a snow gal. Not for long.
You just give up. It's like when you live in Boston, I think you give up even trying to go outside. Somewhere around February, you're I just give up. It's awful out there, and you just stay inside and you start kind of crazy.
And everything's gray and sad and wet.
So gray. I used to tell people that I grew up in the legend of Sleepy Hollow. It's just so the sky is lower. Everything is always gray, and dark.
Sleepy Hollow is a selling point, though. That sounds pretty cool. Make it sound less cool.
Oh, it's maybe okay. I could do Soviet Russia. I don't know. It's just brutal. The winters are so brutal.
So you're not leaving Savannah anytime soon. This is home base forever.
If I move anywhere, I'm gonna move to Italy or North Georgia.
All right. Both reasonable options.
Yeah.
But for now, Cute Tomatoes is here to stay, kicking ass, lots of shows.
I think, yeah, I have to stay here until I at least do that Medusa show.
For sure, yeah.
I have to do that, and then we can reassess the situation after that.
How long is this lease for? Do you have it for like 5 years, 3 years, 1 year?
It's just year to year.
I love what? That's great. That's very cool.
Yeah. I mean, so with this gallery, like, I'll do it as long as I can. It is a pretty big challenge to pay the rent every month.
Yeah.
And but when it works out, it's great. And when I sell a bunch of paintings, make a pile of cash, it's great. But when I don't, it's really tough. And so I'll do it as long as I can. I might have to like re-envision how I keep this space. If I keep it, like I might end up like having to sublet it to artists, which would kind of stink. But I just at some point it's gonna be like no other choice. There's no saving up. If I have this place, there's no saving up to go to Italy.
Yeah.
Forget it.
Interesting. Well, this neighborhood is so nice. Do you see mostly locals, I take it? Not a lot of tourists make it this far?
Oh my gosh, for the exhibitions, it's like all Savannah people, pretty much. It's like, it's great. And that's what I want it to be. I want it to be that way.
It's beautiful. You want to pitch? Well, all right. Wow, see, and just like that. It's been almost an hour. What have we not talked about that you want to talk about?
The importance of like investing in your community, and I just want to say that's something that really matters to me, and like investing in the artists in your community and believing in the artists in your community, and I really do. And that's why I started this gallery. I was like, there's so many people here with so much to say. There's so many talented people with so much to say here.
Now, you've been in town a long time. What changes have you seen in the art community? I mean,
crazy.
Do you see positive changes? Do you see negative changes? What do you see happening? Do you have any thoughts?
Well, I just think the biggest change is that real estate, ever since COVID, has become a huge challenge in Savannah. And I think it's become a really big challenge on many places all over the country.
Mm-hmm.
But when real estate is unaffordable, it's like you really can't. You get handcuffed. Like your options, you have a lot less options when you can't even rent your own apartment or rent a retail space. I've seen like as I said, when I was a student, I had an apartment on a square.
Yeah, that's crazy. I can't.
I had an apartment. I had like a big apartment on one of the squares. I think it was like $700 a month.
Whoa!
I split it with my girlfriend.
Whoa! At a zero now, pal.
You got that right. And it was crazy. Our landlord, his name was Godly, something Mr. Godly.
Okay.
He was like this old, kind man, and it was just like something was weird. Like God had just given us this beautiful apartment,
You can't find that anymore. It's impossible.
Yeah, I'm sorry. So what I'm trying to say is that real estate's really different now in Savannah, and it's hard to describe how different it is.
That's right.
To somebody who's just came here within the last year or two, it's really hard to describe how different it was 20 years ago. In that sense.
It's harder and harder to make a living as an artist, and
then also I graduated SCAD in 2009, which was the recession was in 2008.
Yeah.
So before 2009, before 2008, there actually were a ton of different galleries, and the gallery scene was really vibrant and really different. But when that recession happened back then, it was really scary to a young artist graduating from art school to see every single gallery close. Almost every single, I would say, like 9 out of the 10 galleries in Savannah closed back then. So, maybe that's just the nature of galleries.
I mean, the same kind of thing happened, well, maybe it's not directly COVID, but I feel like over the last couple of years, there's been a whole wave of the next round of galleries that closed.
Yeah.
So I think you've seen it twice. You've survived 2 separate atomic events in Savannah galleries, and you're still here.
It's just super hard to keep a gallery open because it's really exhausting. it's often not very financially rewarding, and working with artists is really difficult. They have such like every artist just has such like a strong personality and a different personality, and I have a really strong personality.
It takes a special breed to keep a gallery afloat. Trust me, I get it. I commend you for jumping into the deep end. Have you ever worked in galleries before you decided to open this one? No.
I worked in that vanity gallery.
Oh, fair enough. Okay.
Before that, I had did an internship at the Jepson in the curatorial department, and I've done a lot of pop-up shows where I've like rented a space for like a month or a weekend or something, you know.
All right, so you knew what you were in for.
Yeah, I mean, I personally don't think I have many other skills.
Cat paintings.
Yeah.
Cat painting is a serious skill, friend.
No, exactly. Well, but I mean, like, so I can obviously like make a painting, you know. I can obviously paint, but like, you know, who can I actually get hired by to do like a desk job? Like, I don't even know. Like, it's not that many things. I'm actually really not qualified to do that many things.
I think once you work in the arts, it's so much fun and it's worth the sacrifice that you get tunnel vision, where like you're willing to stay in it as long as humanly possible for like the lowest amount of money possible. So none of us are qualified to do anything but this. Like, me too, bud. Me too. Like, where would I go? What would I do? And even if I did find something that's reasonable, I would be miserable.
Oh my god.
So I think we all just like have to live this life together.
I know that I would be miserable doing a lot of things. Or if I did something I wanted to do, I would just go back to being so poor that I couldn't buy food.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Sometimes I kind of fantasize about working for the Savannah. The people that like go around and like they like trim all the branches and like keep all the squares looking beautiful. They like plant all the monkey grass and trim all the oak trees and stuff. Sometimes I fantasize about just like working for like whatever department that is for the city. I feel like I would really enjoy that.
You want a government job potting plants?
You know, because I have the farm thing. Like, I'm pretty good with plants.
If the gallery closes, we'll find you.
Catch me trimming the azaleas. Yep.
I mean, it's pretty good. It's not too far from the farm life.
No. Well, yeah. But I know that. I mean, that job. It's like that's just not a very high-paying job. You know, like that would probably be a really bad move for me to do.
It's a lateral move. Financially, it's a stability lateral move.
I just have to keep painting these cats.
More cat paintings, Phil.
Yeah, and I think if you're in Savannah, you know, like, I guess, are the kids gonna be gone? Or who knows?
I don't know the college kids. I'm 35. I don't know how college kids work.
I will say this: when the SCAD kids are here, the shows have a lot bigger turnout.
There's some energy to them.
There's that youthful energy, but like, it is going to be a great show, and the people that live in Savannah, it's such a treat. It's going to be such a treat for them. You know, the people who like always live here, always like come out to this area and go to Lone Wolf and 6B and Mood Rights.
It's a nice neighborhood. None of this was as big as it is the last time I lived here.
Yeah.
And I was here 2018, 2019, left mid-COVID, and just came back a year ago. So I was gone for 4 whole years, and like Mood Rights existed.
You left here during COVID?
Right after, yeah.
Where did you go?
Charleston.
Okay.
So I was at the mansion on Forsyth Park.
Oh yeah.
2018, 2019, 2020. Then everything shut down, and in the shutdown, they asked me to take the other gallery in Charleston. So I was the gallery director there. So that one was bigger than the mansion by like quite a bit. We did more than $500,000, but less than $750,000 a year.
In sales.
Mm-hmm. In sales.
That's crazy.
Uh-huh.
That's a lot of artwork to sell.
Yeah.
Who are you selling it to?
So that was the same setup, right? The hotel is the backer, so I don't have to worry about rent. I just have to worry about them watching our numbers. And we had figures to hit, right? But like I wasn't going to be out in the space, which helps take some of the pressure off. right?
But who do you sell
different.
the artwork to?
I mean, so a lot of the people were connected to the hotel, but that's probably only like 15 or 20%. And then there's just the tourists that run through Charleston because it was a wealthy area. That's probably the biggest chunk. And then 20% repeat buyers, maybe.
That's awesome.
You had no idea who you're going to talk to that day, and it was just constantly a stream of tourists, and like anybody that walked in the door could be a $10,000 conversation, or it could be nothing.
Holy jumping! That's crazy. Yeah, that's exciting to be selling art like at that capacity. That's really exciting.
The most amount of money that I ever made in a 24-hour span was something like $73,000. And it was like a night party and then like an afternoon where, it was all within like this realm, but like 6 p.m. to 6 p.m.
Did
73
you get
grand.
a big commission?
Fuck yeah, I did, friend.
Let's go.
I would love to do something comparable in Savannah, but I mean, I'm not seeing spaces. I really wanted to rent, and like, I'll cut this because,
The way society is going now, and this doesn't have to be off the record, it's like the way society is going now, it's like the vast, vast majority of people don't have like much wealth at all.
Yeah.
The overwhelmingly vast majority of people are living like paycheck to paycheck or nearly paycheck to paycheck. There needs to be some more generosity or charitable people. The people that have the wealth have to be a little bit more like, I'm gonna think of the word later, it's gonna kill me. But they're gonna have to be a little bit less greedy.
Well, and it doesn't make any sense, right? You want nice coffee shops, you want nice art galleries, you want nice restaurants, but you don't want to pay the people that are doing it a living wage so that you can have all these nice things. It doesn't need to be in opposition, right?
Yeah.
You don't need to be in real estate and making so much money off of the rent that like a nice gallery like Cute Tomatoes can't exist. There needs to be a middle ground where they make some money and do something good for the community, and you have a space and can sleep at night and not have it be so stressful to make the rent, Like, our artists shouldn't need to be so stressed out because Savannah's supposed to be an art city. That's one of the major draws. We make billions of dollars off of tours coming to see the arts, but the artists can't live.
Yeah, it's crazy. So it's like, especially you'll see this is a way that the art scene in Savannah has really changed. It's a really big thing now for people to sell their artwork in the park, right? That's a big change. Like, I've been selling artwork in the park for like 7 to 8 years. I can't really exactly pinpoint how long it is, but when I started doing that, there was just a handful of people doing it, and then now it's like on Saturdays there's like over 100 probably artists selling their artwork in the park, and without that opportunity, like, a lot of us couldn't make it as artists. Like, that's how I'm able to afford this gallery, is because I do that. But like, I have to be out in the rain, in the wind, in the snow, in the sun. Like, I have to be out there in the elements all the time, and sometimes that's really tough,
Yeah.
And like, on my artwork, it's like blown around and rained on, and
There's bugs in it.
Yeah, there's literally bugs in it. People dropping beer all over my stuff,
Well, I hope for only nice tourists, nobody saying weird stuff, and no flies in your paint. Do you have any final thoughts?
I'm really grateful that you came out and that you asked me to do an interview.
I'm so happy to be here.
Really, it's like super generous of you to give me this time to spread my message, and I'm just gonna. This gallery is meant to be for artists in Savannah. It's meant to be for art lovers in Savannah, and I strive to show our talent, ambitious artists who make concept-driven work. That's my goal.
I think you succeed.
Thank you.
I think you really succeed. Thanks again to Phil for showing me the gallery, doing an interview, and just being an overall cool guy. Catch Cute Tomatoes opening next Friday, December 5th, from 6 to 8 for the opening with Dana and Adrienne. I'm going to shake up the release schedule a little bit again. Next week, Wednesday, December 3rd, I'll be back for a chat with local jewelry designer Kristen Baird, just in case you needed a reminder that it's time to start shopping for the holidays. Until then, happy Thanksgiving, everyone! Whoop! Final note. Keep an eye out for The Savannah Channel by Jude Scrunchy. So the link's not up yet. It'll stay private until noon on Thursday, Thanksgiving Day, but it's really as simple as it seems. The Savannah Channel is a YouTube channel run by a local Savannah artist, Jude Scrunchy, and friends. They'll be sitting down and shining a spotlight on local Savannah artists, their lives, and their journeys in regards to their practice. The channel is made to serve as a document of the artists that are living and working in the contemporary space of Savannah. The first episode will be available for viewing at noon on Thanksgiving Day, the 27th. Photographer Seth Thompson will speak on his current processes and how he arrived at them. So, much like this, go support Jude. We will put a link out when that's available. Happy Thanksgiving, y'all!